All right, welcome to Critical Nutrition Secrets Female Entrepreneurs Can't Afford to Ignore. I am Robin, and I will be taking you through this today. We will cover 4 top nutrition and health mistakes holding us back as female entrepreneurs and how to fix them, the widely misunderstood connection between your nutrition and how you perform in business. And I will share with you 6 powerhouse foods and nutrients to fuel your energy, focus, and mental stamina every day. I am Robin. I've been an entrepreneur for more than 20 years, but a nutritionist for 17 plus years, featured on headline news and other media outlets, sharing insights on food and nutrition. I am a mom, a wife. When I say a midlifer, I am above 40. I am a passion and purpose driven entrepreneur, speaker, teacher, and mentor. But I understand. I truly understand the heart and hustle of female entrepreneurship and the toll that it can quietly take on our health if we're not intentional. And my story, once upon a time, I was pre-diabetic and overweight. I am currently an entrepreneur. So I let you know that I'm a nutritionist, but I also, Necessary Nutrition has a full product line and we have inventory and shipping and lots of things going on. So I have a full company. I'm a full entrepreneur. So I understand all that goes into running a business. And I've been doing that for 17 years. I'm also dealing with aging parents, parenting young adult children who I like to say they're grown-ish because they're in that stage where they're technically over 18, but they still need a lot of guidance, but they are old enough to make their own decisions. And that's an interesting space if you can relate. I am a wife and I'm managing hormonal mayhem, which means I'm in that menopause stage, and those hormones are dancing and doing all kinds of things that we got to know what to do about that because it will set the tone for for your days. So if you're over 40, whew, ladies, and if you're not over 40, just listen up so that you can hear and you can be prepared. But if you're over 40, your body is not the same body. We're not as resilient in our 30s and our 20s. We could do more, multitask. We just were different. And now, if you're running a business over 40, there's just some things that you have to know, you have to pay attention to. And I'm going to shed some light and give you some tools. We are the engine of our businesses, and we need the energy, focus, and the brain power to succeed. Some of us may be dealing with brain fog, that brain fog where you can't recall the name of something, or you go into a room and you can't remember why you went in there. That brain fog, it's not as clear. We're not able to focus as much, but we need our focus. We need our cognition. And we're busy. We're getting things done. We're often in such an intense rush to do everything and be all things to all people, ladies, right? And the perceived need to rush and do whatever and do. So we're trying to rush and do. Uh, and whether you show it on the outside, it's doing something to you on the inside. And I assure you, if you don't tend to it, then it will show its ugly head at some point, right? So we're rushing, we think that we're handling it. We think we have the stress under wraps, but our body is silently changing. And for many, the body cannot keep up with the rate of change the world now asks of us. There's a lot going on. Y'all know it. So we must create periods of downtime. And you've heard this before, right? We have to slow down a little bit, moments, days, weeks, or months where we can truly rest. But I have tools. gotta show you some tools. Let's get into 4 nutrition and health mistakes holding female entrepreneurs back. All right, get your pen and paper out. So the top nutrition, one of them, we have 4 of them. Number 1 is not having a dedicated stress release routine on your calendar, non-negotiable. And what is that? And it's not, people say, oh, I go get my nails done. I do self-care. That's nice. But here are stress release activities, meditation. I just started meditating and it has changed some things. It's difficult, right? My brain is doing all it's going and trying to think and not focus, but I'm practicing and getting better. But meditation, yoga or Tai Chi, sitting in the sun, taking a nature walk, breathing exercises, doing weights, right? Separate yourself from your device. Put that phone somewhere where you don't hear the dings and the pings. Taking a nap, a massage, listening to music and dance, grounding, earthing. I don't know if you've ever heard about that, but it's a phenomenal practice. Write that down if you've never heard of it and look it up. Journaling, aromatherapy, sex, all of these things help to release stress. And I encourage you as a female entrepreneur, if you're not doing these things regularly, then to make that an agenda item, a calendar item for yourself. Number 2, not taking, eating, or consuming adaptogenic herbs. Yes. What are adaptogenic herbs? So adaptogens are plant-based compounds that increase your body's ability to adapt to stress, basically, environmental factors, and avoid the damage caused by those factors. So we're always bombarded with stress, real or perceived, and adaptogenic herbs helps our body in a natural way adapt and helps us potentially with anxiety and panic, which I've had experiences with. So let me give you a list of adaptogenic herbs in no particular order. You've heard of some of these. You do have to be careful in how you take them. I would encourage you to consult with a nutritionist, really do your research, because perhaps some of the adaptogenic herbs may conflict with something else that you may be doing. Just be conscious of that. But these herbs help your body naturally adapt to stress. So ashwagandha, rhodiola, holy basil, cordyceps, ginseng, goji berry, licorice, turmeric, I gotta say this, astragalus, and there are others, but these are the ones that I wanted to give you a list of today. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of nootropics. Nootropics. And nootropics, often referred to as cognitive enhancers. And these are substances that may improve cognitive function like your memory, the focus, attention, and creativity. So with the nootropics, my recommendation is doing herbal nootropics that are plant-based. And here's a list of those. So L-theanine, which is in green tea leaves, ginseng, ginkgo biloba, coffee berry, Alpinia galaga, which is the ginger family, sage, yerba mate. Different ways to get these nootropics in. The way that I personally take them is in a drink. You can mix them in teas or drink them as a drink in water. But I'm going to tell you, whenever I have to do a project and I need to focus, I definitely take my herbal nootropics. Yes, herbal nootropics. All right, number 3 mistake that we make that's holding us back is failing to eat protein with each meal, ladies, and snacks. Our protein It helps our blood sugar stabilize, which keeps you from crashing, which keeps your energy up. It also helps our metabolism and building and maintaining our muscle, which is trying to leave you as you're getting older. It is critical to how our day goes. And the protein. So from a plant, I'm going to give you the plant-based list, but this is the animal-based. So eggs, chicken, turkey, fish like salmon and tuna, sardines, cod, shellfish like shrimp and crab, plain Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, whey protein. If you do beef, pork, and lamb, that is your protein. And I recommend shooting for 30 grams per meal. There's so much that I want to share with you, and I have only a short time with you because I know you have questions. I mean, we can go deeper into this, but I'm just giving you all a general overview. From the plant-based side, if you are vegan, vegetarian, or want to eat more plant-based proteins, you've got quinoa, soy, as in tofu, tempeh, edamame, soy milk, buckwheat, hemp seeds, amaranth, chia seeds, spirulina, protein, which is called corn. But check the label on that because some versions of that have egg. And if you're vegan, then that won't work for you. Still 30 grams of protein you would shoot for with each meal. The carbohydrates, I want to make this clear. The carbohydrates is 70% of what most people are eating, but that's what causes our crashes, our blood sugar problems, a lot of our weight issues, and also throws our hormones off balance. So those carbohydrates look like rice, bread, pasta, cereal, cookies, chips, cakes, oatmeal, candy, soda, juice, etc., even fruit. And it's not to say that you shouldn't have carbohydrates. Absolutely, carbohydrates are useful for our energy. However, if you're eating too many, then they have the tendency to turn into sugar and store it as fat in your muscles and your liver and just create an off balance in the body. That is where protein comes in. You always want to marry your carbohydrates with your protein to help your body function. So as an entrepreneur, you can think through and strategize and not crash during the day. Number 4, I'm going to stop right here before I go into number 4. And the reason why is I was doing this video as a intro or as a snapshot to this talk. If you are interested in the rest of the talk, I definitely am available to come to your group, to your organization, to speak to female entrepreneurs and continue the rest of this talk. I am a speaker, teacher, and an entrepreneur, and I welcome the opportunity to connect with you and your group. You can get in touch with me here on the screen, and I'm also going to leave in this description bar some additional information, which includes more topics that I offer, as well as some of the other companies, organizations, and groups that I have spoken to. So this was a intro snapshot to this topic again, so that you can get a feel for the information that I'm sharing and who I am. So thank you so much for connecting with me thus far, and I'd love to come out and share the rest of this topic with you. Take care.